Y'all welcome to Raw Table Talk. It's your host Hot. Got my co-host Dirt.
Yo.
And tonight, man, we got a special guest interview, man. One Way KD rocking with MTM. And MTM, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you crank it up with give him a quick bio about you.
Shit, I'm from Tallahassee, you know. Grew up playing ball, like making music, you know, that's really how I know Bud. That's really how I'm affiliated with MTM and shit like that, you know.
Okay.
Just going to school.
And speaking of MTM, this was a gift from them. They, they always pop out with the gifts, man. MTM show
y'all better take note of that. Ain't nobody brought no gifts up here.
We about to start canceling y'all, man.
We finna call this Raw Table Talk / MTM, man.
But yeah, though, shit, just, you know, from the city, like, you know, growing up on the south side, that's how I met Bud, you know, that's how we got down, and then, you know, shit, playing football. I really was doing the music shit first. I really wasn't taking football serious.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I started fucking up in school and shit like that. My grandma had passed, you know, I lost a lot of niggas and shit, and I was like, shit, I had a little epiphany. I was like, you know, I need to get up out of here real quick. So, in my head, it was like niggas weren't really blowing with the music shit, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna find something that's gonna, you know, get me up out of here. So I dropped the mic, picked the ball up, started taking that serious, and, you know, it got me up out of there. And then had a few concussions, you know, had a jet. I was like, I need to come back, you know, get my mind right, you know, spend some more time with my son. Now I'm taking the music shit more serious, so
right.
You know, now we here.
Right, okay, so yeah, speaking of like the football career, so I seen that you went to a pro league, right?
For sure.
So which league was it? Was it like a Canadian league or NFL or?
So the way it worked out, like I went to two JUCOs. I went to a JUCO in Kansas. I went to a JUCO in Minnesota, and then I went to Tuskegee. I was fucking with fam, but I didn't want to come back to the city and play ball. So I wanted to stay out of the city, you know, like kind of like just see something new. So I went to Tuskegee. And I graduated in the middle of COVID, so, you know, I went to Canada, you know, I balled out in Canada for like 2 weeks. COVID happened, they was like, yeah, you got to go, sent us back, and then I went to arena league, and, you know, I was playing in the arena league for about 3-4 months, and then I had like 2 concussions. I was like, man, I'm just finna come at home, spend more time with my jit like that, and then that's when I got back serious with the music.
Okay, yeah, so I was just finna ask, like, what made you go back to the rap after the football? You know, because, you know, plenty of people, like, you know, they'll go from football to, like, a sports broadcast, they'll go open up, you know what I'm saying, open them up a small business or a major business, you know, anything.
So, just the way it worked like that was just, like, I always loved the music, though, like, like, even Bub could tell you, like, when we was in, like, 6th, 7th grade, like, I had you know, we had the studio in the closet at my crib. You know, like, back when it was me, Bub, Tight, you know, like, you know, shout out to Tight too. He blown right now, but
oh,
you know,
that Tight.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, I had the whole studio at my crib. I took the clothes out my closet, the bed out my room, went futon on my folks. Like, you know, like that's what I'm saying. Like back when we was jits, I was real like dedicated. Like Bud can tell you, like them boys would come to the studio. We'd be in there the whole day. They'll record their verse. They'll come back to school the next morning. I'll have like a whole nother verse for them. Like. You know what I'm saying? I just had more time to be in there. But I just, like I said, I put it down. But music my first love, though. You know, so.
I heard you say something. You say you start vibing with Bub. And we all know Bub, you know, MTM. So what's your relationship with MTM? So how that relationship work?
They're my brothers. Like, that's my family. Like, before MTM was MTM, you know, like, we was popping it, like we were bad as fuck in school. Yeah. Like the way I met Bud, we at Fairview, you know, like this 6th grade. You know, 5th grade, on the south side, right down the street from Southside Park, right, fairground.
The Falcon.
You know, so you know what's going. Like, you feel me? I met Bub there. You know, we was hot shit there. Like, you know, and me and Bub then fought a couple times and all that. You know, like that. But that's my dog. You know, like
it's only right.
Like on some real shit though. But that's my dog. You know.
I guess the question I'm really asking, I'm saying is like, as far as MTM go, as far as One Way KD go.
What's the division?
You an artist on MTM or how that
for
work?
For sure.
Okay.
Cause like you got to think, when I was playing ball, when I was in Kansas, Washington, Buck took off.
Yeah.
In my eyes, like you know, he goated. So like he took off, and I'm like, shit. You know, if I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make music with anybody, I'm gonna make music with who I first started with. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I was trying to get at. So you kind of like MTM's first artist.
Low key, yeah.
Ain't no low
For
key,
sure.
we high key with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So and stand on that, cause that's something to be repping. Cause you know, I ain't never met you, but if it's affiliated with nephew, man, it's affiliated with me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I stamped that boy MTM Bub, and to see that. See one thing, I see a lot of, you know, rap stuff going on in the city, but to see somebody, a rapper, it's hard for a rapper to sign a rapper and push rappers or not so much sign, but get you on the label with a rapper. And sometimes it becomes a conflict because I'm a rapper, you a rapper, and I don't want you to blow it up. But just from the vibe, you know, pre-interview, you know, I was rapping with Nep and got the scoop on it, man. And it's all love, and he really want to see you
Ain't
blow.
no niggas dancing in your video.
Yeah, he really want to see you blow, and ain't nothing more authentic than having some authenticity behind you. And I'm sure you learned a lot from football with a team atmosphere.
For sure.
That's one thing I always admire about somebody that plays sports, because it lets me know that you know how to be a team player.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's basically what I wanted to get out.
That's that, most definitely. So where the name One Way KD come from?
I ain't gonna lie. When I was in 9th grade, I think we was at Lincoln. Red was there, Bud was there. I think my Instagram name was like KD Owned It or some shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was still making music at that time. Like, I was still serious about music, but I was low-key on some shit like, that shit sound childish. So I was like...
Okay, so
you
you
know,
want KD Owned It to be a rap name?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I was on some shit like, the way I think about life, like, I don't go back on no decision. Like, I don't go back on no thought, no decision. Like, I self-reflect after I make it.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I think is like one way. Like, I don't go back on nothing. Like, you know, one way of thinking, one way of life. Like, if you make that, if you do something, you gotta stand on that.
Okay.
So, you know, you can't always like go back on some shit you done or what you done said. Like, you can say something to somebody, but you can't really take that back. They gonna feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna da. So that's just my way of thinking about life with anything. Any decision you make, any way you act, like, it gotta go one way. It can't, you know, it's like a dead end at that point, especially if somebody feels some type of way. So
Yeah.
that's just what I decided to call myself, like, you feel me? Because I was already KD, you know, like my initials, that's what everybody called me. So I just put the One Way on it, and then that's just what it was.
Okay, because I done seen a couple of One Ways like around the city. You affiliated with them? You on your?
No, I'm affiliated with MTM.
Most definitely.
Straight up.
Yeah, they're my brother, they're my family, they're my people. That's our business. That's our clothing line.
Okay.
All that.
Trust me, we know about the clothing line once again.
I need a sweatsuit swap too. Lulu couldn't make small for me.
Oh man.
Yeah, she
Don't worry
couldn't
about it.
make
Everybody got a medium.
Just send it my way and get you. But check this out though, right? I heard you say something, right? And I respect you for being you.
So
As an older cat, man, I always try to enlighten. I always try to throw some enlightenment in. Or I heard you speak about an epiphany, and epiphanic thoughts are life changing.
So
You get what I'm saying? So, I know we got kids listening, and I know we got young people listening that may look up to the One Way, that may look up. And I heard you say something, and I'm proud to say that I like that you stand on your business. But I want you to also let's look at it from a different set. If see, with your shades on, the shade in this room may look a little tinted because of the shades you're looking through. But if you take off your shades and look at it from where I'm looking at it, or if I put on your shades, I can see what you see. But if you look through my eyes, you can see what I see. And what I'm saying is, I don't want a kid, and I love the fact that that's your name and that's what it is. But I don't want a kid to get it misconstrued that once you make a decision, it ain't no turning back. Because in this life, homie, we built to make mistakes.
for sure.
But in movies that you see, some of the great. What's your favorite movie?
Shit. I ain't gonna lie, the little movie with Will Smith where he got them like, damn, what's the name of that movie, man? I Am Legend.
Okay,
That's the one.
That movie there, homie. If you go behind the scenes of that movie, you ever seen the thing when they do the movie and they say, take one, take two.
Take three.
All of those reasons why they had to get from 1 to 100 is because they had a bunch of mistakes. But to get to the final product, there was a lot of mistakes. But I had to correct what I did in this mistake, to get to the final product what you see.
For sure.
And I love the fact that it's one way, but one jewel, I can't let you walk away and not say that, hey, homie, it's all right to have a change. Because I've seen it. I was viewing your little page, man, and I saw you. They asked you what you gonna do, man. You say, man, I'm gonna do a whole lot.
Okay then.
And with a whole lot comes, I might have tried this, but then this worked. You feel what I'm saying? And I get what you saying, but I don't want to get misconstrued. I'm not saying you said anything wrong. I just don't want somebody viewing it to say, well, man, I got to stand on this decision. I'm already in it. So, you know what I mean? That's the mindset of a young black man. They don't feel like it's a no change to turn around. You looking at some people that we just went and talked to some jits at school, and them jits was in that mind frame that, man, we standing on business. One jit talking about, I ain't going to, call out a situation, but the jits in the room, their response was, man, it grieved my spirit. I was talking to Hot while we was sitting there, and I'm saying, whoa. Bro, I can't take this too much longer. I gotta get up and tell somebody something now. Because they're mind frame, but they look up to people like you.
For sure.
You dress nice, you swag, you whip straight. That's all they want.
For sure.
And you don't play ball. There was a few cats in there that wanted to play ball. All I want to do is to, in an epiphonic way, to allow you to understand that it's okay to have this train of thought today and realize, you know what, this really ain't working. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
And have this train of thought tomorrow. And guess what I'm standing on? I'm standing on my change. Yeah, and I don't care who don't like it. Because people going to try to hold you to who you used to be, but who you used to be got you what you used to get.
That right.
But if you want something different, you got to be who you really want to be. And to get what I didn't get, I got to do something I didn't do.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? And that's all. And it's all out of love. It's just that I'm the type of nigga, I can't sit by somebody and not tell them what's real, because I believe in the each one teach one factor.
That's real.
I believe that, man. The reason why we all fail and the reason why we all fall is because we ain't had a real nigga in our corner to say, hey, homie, try it this way. Yeah. I know I did. My daddy went to prison when I was in the first grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My daddy caught a body way back then, and so I kind of like gravitated to what I saw. And I don't want you to allow somebody else to grab. I want you to be the best you could be. And being the best you could be calls for a lot of mistakes sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But a mistake gonna make that I Am Legend movie, and you'll be a legend. You
that
feel
real
me?
now.
Yeah, that's all.
That real. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Most definitely. All right, so next thing, who are your top influences in the game?
Music-wise?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with that boy Kanye West.
Yeah? That's the first.
but I'm gonna tell you why though, cause like he misunderstood.
Okay.
You know, like, and I feel like with this music shit, it's too many like lookalikes and sound-alikes and you know, this, that, and the third. Everybody talk about Kanye West and how crazy it is, right?
Yeah.
But they don't talk about how he was a rapper, was a producer, and stepped into the fashion game and fucked with color blocking. You know, now you got people wearing different color browns. They might have a light brown on their shirt, dark brown on their pants, light and dark brown on their shoes. That was Kanye West.
Right.
You know, they don't talk about streetwear, like how Kanye West influenced streetwear.
Yeah. And then like the simple fact that he turned slave shoes fashionable.
Okay then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't talk about that, but that's in my mind, that's how I look at music. Like, it's a way to kick the door down and influence more parts of the game, like influence more parts of the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Rick Ross too, you know, cause he's a businessman.
For sure.
So like, music is way bigger than going in the studio. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Rose. It's way bigger than going in the studio and making a song and hoping people like it, or going on the stage performing a song and watching everybody that's turned in the club vibing to it. It's like having an influence on people that, you know, that look like me, look like you, look like, you know what I'm saying, look like us. Like, so them two people to me is like my biggest influences, because on the business side, you got Rick Ross. Yeah. On the influence side, you got Kanye West. Like, Kanye West influenced every part of our culture. Little do you know, other than really the food, you know? Like the fashion, the music, like everything, the way people talk, dress, all that. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Them two for sure.
Yeah, that's the first, you know, I heard somebody say that Kanye was an influencer for them. But that makes me understand Kanye's fan base even more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a different breed than just the normal Joes out there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, though. Yeah, you still got 3 more. Oh, that just say top.
Influencers?
5 if you got them.
I mean,
So you
if I'm gonna go like my generation, if I'm gonna talk like that, I'm gonna say Kanye, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne,
Okay.
Wale,
Another one.
and Yak too. Just if we talking about some Florida shit, you know, Yak too,
Okay.
cause Yak kind of kicked down the door for, you know, with T-Pain, Rick Ross, then Yak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they kind of opened up the door for all us in Florida for real after Trick, you know.
Okay.
But even Yak with the fashion too though, you'll see Yak popping out at the fashion shows.
I seen that. He was actually in one, right?
But yeah, for sure. But he realizing that though, just like Kanye West, like I feel like he realizing that the music shit is gonna open the door for a lot more ways for him to bubble. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Because if you can get on the top designer levels like with Gucci and all them, that's what that bread at.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like something you said, man, because I feel like we are people that hold people to their past, and to they go back to the mistakes, and Kanye made a lot of them. And because he made a lot of them, a lot of times people hold him to that. And people look at the negative he's done, but they don't look at the positive. Like the whole rap game, the samples and all that. People weren't doing samples like that before Ye did it. Ye mastered the sample thing.
Sure.
When he
What you mean
started,
by sample?
like they sample a song and put it in the beat. Like people weren't really rocking like
He
Ye
started
is
that.
the master. That's a trademark of Ye.
Did it start with Gold Digger?
But yeah, I mean that's one of the ones that pop.
Yeah.
But he been doing it through the wire. You know what I mean? He was doing that before it was popular, and now it done became popular. And for you to call out Ye, man, I like the fact that, man, what it shows me is you ain't a follower, and what it also shows me is you stand on what you stand on. You said that when you stated your name. I don't never want to take that. I love when a man can look in the mirror and say, I'm me.
So
You feel what I'm saying? And I don't care what you don't like. I don't care who you don't like. I like this, and this is why I like it. You feel what I'm saying? And I commend that, man. I salute that, man. It's all good, man.
I do want to add some Wale. Yeah, what's up, Wale? You said that he was an influencer player.
Cause like, see, the thing about it is I didn't been, like football took me a lot of different places, right?
Mhm.
So like, I didn't been to Washington, I didn't been to St. Louis, I didn't been to Oregon, I didn't been to Canada, I didn't been every which side you can call them out. Like I didn't been over this way, that way, downhill, everywhere, right?
Right.
And like Wale, like you know how I was talking about the fashion with Kanye, like Wale really on that like Washington D.C. shit, right?
Yeah, I
But
got
like,
a few homies in Washington.
Wale can come sell out a show in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Just based on, like, the reason I respect that and I look up to that is because it's like, it don't matter where you from in the world. Like, if you make good music, you know, you pop it, like, you good to people, they gonna respect that. Like, if you can come sell, like, if you from way in Oregon, you can come sell out a show way in Atlanta or way in Tallahassee or way in, you know, Miami or whatever like that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I look up to that. I admire that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can't hate on that. You know what I'm saying? But Wale, like I was saying, like I like Rick Ross. So when Wale was coming up with Rick Ross, I was just, you know, doing my research on him and shit like that. And
That's
you know,
right, he is with Rick Ross.
yeah, you know, so I was looking at all the little business shit he do on the side too. And I just respected that. Like,
Damn, he a spitter now.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
His lyrical game is crazy. And when we talk about the way you like sample songs and shit like that, like when you listen to his songs, a lot of his songs like that too. I like when people do that because it's like you low key showing how versatile you is. You can pick a song that they made in 1993, put it back in 2023, and make people vibe to it on a new wave of how you flow.
Right.
Everybody can't do that.
It showed how he was raised. You could tell he was raised around music, around
Sure.
them old heads that was spinning records back then. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That he was influenced by them old songs and them old vibes he got from them songs. And I like when somebody, cause I hate some. I'm gonna say I hate. Hate is a hard word, but I don't like when people just jump up and start rapping
For sure.
because it ain't no substance to it. You know?
Oh, you mean like somebody that just wake up one day like, I'm finna
Yeah, I'm finna start rapping. I like somebody, because I can tell all you gotta do is sit down and talk to somebody and listen
Sure.
at their music. You can tell they old souls, and it makes sense now that you MTM, cause Youngin, man, that he is just an old soul. If you listen at his music, you can tell he got that blues in him. He got a little bit of that Otis Redding. He got a little bit of that Teddy Pendergrass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that stuff that used to make us really probably how we got here. You know what I mean? Them old songs. But I love that, man. So I salute that them. It's different. I never heard nobody throw Wale in there. So shout out to Wale. Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit you with a twist.
Okay.
What about women influencers?
I like Sade. A lot of people not gonna know about Sade too, like. But I like.
Schooling me right now.
You know what I'm saying? I like Sade. I like her. Yeah, them really my top two as far as like women right now. And Sade on some like old school timing, but like the type of music she make, how melodic it is, how slow it is. It's easy to sample if you put it in a song today. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I like that type of music, like that old school music that you can put it on around anybody and anybody be able to vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's like music that lasts a long time. Them the people that be the most successful in the music industry.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Doing shows at 90.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Frankie Beverly can sell out a show right now.
Straight up.
Most
You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Like for me in this music shit, that's the goal for me. You know, like it's to expand and kick the door down in other avenues, but in 25 years, I want you to be able to play my song and be like, oh yeah, that shit fit right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so okay, we talked about influencers and the ways that influenced you. So what can you offer the rap game? What influence could you bring to it?
I feel like I can bring something different, especially in our era right now. Like if you listen to, who we got right now and respect the Tallahassee too, cause we really on right now. Like the dough really is on the flow.
Yeah.
You got Boston, you got Lil Tyler popping out, you got Wiz, you got Bub. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of like making their own lane in this shit right now. But with me, it's like you could play my song while you riding in the car. Let's say we going to Miami. We 8 hours on the road, right? 7 hours on the road. And but you just with your girl. You in the car with your girl. Maybe she don't want to hear like some shit that's real turnt right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put my shit on. I feel like you could put my shit on when you're in the car with your girl. Okay. When you in the crib with your homies, like I feel like it's real versatile. You know what I'm saying? Because the same shit that, or most of the shit that was what people talking about, I'm rapping about. It just sound different.
Most definitely.
It got a different melody to it. It got a different little vibe to it. Maybe the beat different. Maybe it's a sample. You know what I mean? It's just I feel like it got a different little tune to it than what most people putting out where we from right now, and everybody putting out gas where we from right now for real. Like everybody popping their shit, they talking that talk. I just feel like my shit sound a little different.
Most definitely. I seen you just drop the tape, right?
For sure.
You got any features on it? Are you solo?
I think the only feature I got on there is Bub.
It's Bub? Okay, home team.
Because I think I did that on purpose. Like I recorded that whole tape in Atlanta. And I did that. I had linked with some people I used to play football with, and they was like, man, we got somebody up here that we want, they want to record you. So I was like, shit, let's do it. Bud was on my back, like, shit, if we gonna be, like, that's my brother, but he want us all to be successful. So he telling me like, shit, if you gonna do it, and go do it for real.
Right.
So I went up to Atlanta, and I recorded like the first night. I recorded like 10 songs.
Damn.
In 4 hours.
Oh, you ain't miss.
Oh no.
You ain't miss.
The second day, no cap. The second day I recorded like another 3 and 2. And I went back there another time. I waited like 2 weeks. I went back and I recorded, the first day I recorded like 5 songs in 3 hours. The next day I recorded like 4 and 2. Like, so it was on some shit like, I felt like I had to kind of have a product that way when I wanted to drop, I could drop. That way when I wanted to record a video, I could record. So, that I put that shit out just so I could like, that was kind of like my introduction back to music. And even right now, I'm probably sitting on still like, probably like 20 unreleased songs, 25 maybe.
Okay.
So what your process is, because to be able to go in the studio like that in 5 hours and drop them kind of songs, it can't be no plan. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So do you write a lot, or do you do it in your head, or how that come about?
I feel like it just depends on the vibe. Like when I went to the A, I kind of felt like I needed to do that. Like I said, it was a lot of pressure on me, like bub in my head, like, yeah, I need that. You know, that's my brother and I respect that. So if he's telling me he need it, I'm gonna give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when he said that, I'm like, okay, so before I went, you know, I'm telling him the process and I'm just writing. Like even when I was on the way down there, you know, it's like 4-hour trip. I'm writing. And, you know, I'm going through beats people didn't send me, going through beats on YouTube, and I'm just writing, da-da-da-da-da. So when I got down there, I was just prepared. I had probably like 10 or 11 songs wrote already. And then, the second day, I did some features, and then I just recorded the rest. And then the second time I went, I punched in on most, but I still had some songs wrote. Mm-hmm. You know, tonight I might go in the car before I leave the parking lot, write 3 more, write 2 more, write 1 at least. Mm-hmm. I just try to be as consistent as I can. That way, when I do go to the studio, I don't have to wait or nothing like that. But I'm just starting to like punch in and get comfortable with punching in.
Where do you think that preparation came from?
That's just like how I was raised though, like football too.
Yeah.
You know, like that taught me a lot, like discipline, being prepared for whatever come your way. Like, cause with football, the thing about it is, you can practice all week. Shit, if you don't watch no film, you don't know what's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to the studio, you know it's you, the mic, and outside the booth don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Cause right now you need to lock in the booth, do. Everybody outside the booth, they ain't recording. So right now it's just you and the microphone. So really, in my mind, it's like that's the only thing I gotta tackle. I treat this shit like just like my song. Like I said, I treat this shit just like the field. You gotta get up early.
Yeah,
you know,
I hear the way the vernacular that you use. You know, like well, it's me and him. So I can see you like when I'm viewing your page, and I'm saying, boy, this big fella here, boy. I saw you on the field, man. I'm saying I'm going on the other side of the field. They running at me. But you saying I gotta tackle that. And you play with linebacker?
Yeah. Inside.
So So you play linebacker. So you got a position that you gotta lock in, and you responsible for. Sure. And in this MTM thing, I believe you got a position that you responsible for, and from the way you talk, and your passion and compassion about it, I believe that you dedicated to holding your position.
Yeah, like Bub, Red, like Jungle, them boys rock my music. They tell me to pop it, but I think I be in my own head too much. Like, I think it's just really consistency though, because if I go to the studio, if I make videos, it's gonna look the part, it's gonna feel the part, people gonna vibe with it. But I think that's the part I need to do more. Like if I shooting videos, being in the studio, you can write 100 songs. You can write 100 songs, right? You can go to the studio 100 nights. If you don't promote your music, you ain't gonna get nowhere.
True.
Can't nobody hear that shit.
True.
So it's like in my mind, doing videos and being on social media, them the 2 parts. You know, them the 2 parts I think I need to be more consistent with.
Okay.
And you know, that those are 2 things I change.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, you just blessing me. I love that hot, man, and shout out to nephew, man. He getting so good at asking questions.
So
I'm real though, man.
Real shit though.
You know, the first thing I want to know, I don't want to know what you good at.
Yeah.
I want to know what you bad at.
Okay.
The reason why I want to know what you bad at, because I want to know if you know.
Sure.
Because if you don't know what your weaknesses are, you can never be strong.
That's real.
So if you ask somebody, hey man, what you think your flaws is, and they be like, well, you know, see, first of all, homie, you must think you perfect. Bro, ain't nobody perfect on this world. And I'm probably a check out the interview. But bro, it ain't take you 15 seconds to say, okay, yeah, homie, I need to do this. You recognize your weaknesses. And a man that recognizes his weaknesses understands that I still got work to do. Sure. A lot of people feel like if they, cause in this day and age, just going viral, people feel like they made it. But it's about recognizing my mistakes. We talked about it earlier. Recognizing the mistake, so that I can become a legend. So I am the legend. And you said that movie. This story just preach itself. You feel what I'm saying? This sermon just wrote itself right here, right before your eyes. We would talk about mistakes. You said your favorite movie is I Am Legend. To be a legend, I got to take these mistakes to get the right take to be a legend. And you realize that I got mistakes and I need to get this right.
You talking that talk?
Yeah. To be able to do that, man. Wow. To be able to do that, homie. That's a blessing, man.
I don't care what you doing. You ain't perfect with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I can learn from Bud. Bud can learn from me. I can learn from you. You can learn from me. I don't care if you 56 or you 14. I don't care. And it don't really matter what you, like sometimes God give people wisdom. It don't, you know how you got some people that say like, oh, you only gonna know something if you've been through something. That ain't always true though. Cause sometimes God gonna put something in your mind that a 40-year-old need to hear. You know, some people prophets.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
might,
told them.
you might meet, you might meet somebody on the street that might tell you something you might not ever see him again.
Facts.
But it's
Yeah.
gonna stick with you for the rest of your life though, right?
Yeah, yeah. I told the kids that when I was talking to them yesterday, I like, you gotta always be teachable.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, but it's something, bro. You just said that's so profound, man. Is the problem that we have today is that because I'm older, I can't listen at you. I tell my youngest all the time, homie, I learn from y'all, bro. I got a daughter. I learn from her. Sometimes she just say something so profound, I'm just like, God, dog, this nigga just preached to me and she don't even know it. But because the spirit is given to everybody. I'm a person that get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and get in my devotion type time. And man, what I realized, and I'm on this thing where I'm reading the Bible in a year. And what I realized, I done read it plenty of time, but this morning I saw something that I never saw. You know what I saw? I saw 3 generations all make the same mistakes. The daddy and the wife couldn't have a baby, so the mama told the daddy, hey man, go sleep with my handmaid. Mm-hmm. He did that, now the mama mad. Mm-hmm. Okay, he had a son. His son wife couldn't have children. The wife told him, hey, go sleep with my handmaid. He did it. Now they got problems. Then he had a son, and he did the exact same thing. My problem, my point is, what if they would have just talked? What if Pop could have told grandson, hey, bro, son, look here, boy. Boy, your mama told me to do that too. I tried, it don't work.
For sure.
But nobody told nobody that. So all these people make the same mistakes. Mm-hmm. Here is the problem we have today. We all done made these mistakes, and these jits making the same mistake behind us. And the only problem is, ain't nobody talking to them. Mm-hmm. Bro, you got a story. You got a passion. You got a future. Keep pushing how you pushing, homie. I learned something from you tonight, and I can't give it to you now because I gotta go write it down. You know what I mean? Because I take stuff, man, and I take it to heart. So when I get up in the morning, man, I'm gonna add you to my prayers too, because I heard you say something about your grandmama, and that you lost your grandmama at another age. But then I also heard you use the words like melodic. See, them old Christian songs that grandma probably used to play in the house, they had a feeling to them. Sure. You know, when we was young, boy, my grandma, when they cleaned the house, they used to turn on music. And that music used to change the whole tone in the house. Sure. And that's probably how we are today. Mm-hmm. And you said something, you said, bro, I want to be able to turn on my music in any atmosphere or in any year or any time frame and people be able to feel something. Sure. That's that Tupac vibe. You can play Tupac today and he's still gonna touch somebody. For sure. You feel what I'm saying? So man, you keep doing what you're doing, man. From Raw Table Talk to you, from my aspect of Raw Table Talk, man, I salute you. I wanna see more from you. I'm gonna be checking in on you, man. You got the best coach in the game. Well, shout out to Big MTM Bud, man. That's what I found. The whole MTM family, man. And you know, before we go, do you got anything, upcoming or tell the people where they can tap into you?
Social media accounts, everything. Where to find you at, projects dropping.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm One Way KD. So on any platform, you can find me on One Way KD. On Instagram, it's One Way KD_. On Twitter, it's _One Way KD.
Sure.
That's all y'all need. That's wherever you need to find me on One Way KD. You just Google it. You're gonna see me.
Hey man, that's Raw Table Talk. We appreciate you slime, fam.
Yo, One Way.